Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the FFL National Higher Level Call. This is Collie Somerville. Our guest today is Ryan Urbanski. Welcome,
Thank,
Ryan.
thank you, Kylie. Great to be on here.
All right, perfect, guys. We are here every Monday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. So like, share, and comment on the FFL National YouTube page. I'm going to first go over the numbers, and we're going to start with personal submitted numbers for week 2 in October. Steve Johnson, number 20, 6565. Scotty S, 6875. Kali S, 7201. Nick L, 7259. Leon H, 7665. Dwayne Douglas, 7672. Gary N, 7904. Josh Chris, 8000. Thaddeus Scruggs, 8507. Nathan Nathan L, 8817. Jeffrey E, 8836. Jamar S, 8837. James M, 9314. Rakita G, 9424. Bernstein L, 9910. Ryan U, our guest today, 13,907. Richard M, 14,435. Leslie A, 14,964. Kristen S, 19,259. And there's only one number one. Ron M, 20,152. That's submitted volume for week 2 in October. And then team FFL Blitz, 40,814. FFL Honor and Valor, 43,002. Unity, 54,795. Pursuit of Happiness, 76,152. Dream Team, 91,309. FFL Fury, 125,751. FFL Entourage, 133,899. Allegiance, 237,199. And FFL National, $423,356. And that's just week 2 submit for FFL, all of FFL National. Great job. Now, issue paid, these are the numbers that really, really count. Started with number 20. This is just the week 1 issue paid, Ryan. Nick L, 5,068. Sarah C, 5,160. Trent J, 5,168. Harold H, 5,179. Michael M, 5,768. Jenny E, 5,914. Josh F, 6,075. Christopher B, 6,470. Steve J, 6,488. Corinne G, 6,541. Devin L, 6,553. Ryan U, 6,635. Rich Moore, 6,870. Rachel C, 7,462. Brad M, 7,583. Thad S, 8985. Ruben R, 10,392. Ronald M, 12,933. Rich Coombs, 3,730. And there's only one number one, Scotty S, $18,067. Great job, Scotty. And then team issue paid week 1, Honor and Valor, 54,000. I can't talk today. $54,052. Pursuit of Happiness, 63,873. Dream Team, 64,563. Fury, 120,711. Entourage, 152,494. Allegiance, $219,020. And FFL National, $415,819. And guys, to get recognized here, if you want to get recognized as a team for submit, you need to. Your team should be doing 25,000 plus to get recognized on this on our show today. And then for issue paid, at least 50,000 to be recognized. So great job, everybody. Of course, there's way more people that put up more numbers, but that's just the top 20. So
That's incredible. You know what? You reading off the numbers, and I'm thinking that's more than most people make in an entire month, even on the low end.
I mean, look.
You were going from, you went from like 5 in issued paid. That's real deposits into people's bank account.
And it's just week 1.
And it's week 1.
So today we have our guest, Ryan Urbanski. Welcome, Ryan.
Thank you.
Ryan's a former police officer. Ryan, how long you been with Family First Life?
2 years.
2 years. What month did you start?
November 2019.
November. So like not even 2 years. Almost
I guess, yeah.
This next month will literally be 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
So 2 years license, your first year Hall of Fame, over 400,000 in issue pay volume, right? This year you're really concentrating on your personal producing still, like high personal production. You're at 13,000 last week for the week, and submitted volume, and you're building a business. So let's talk about that this afternoon, okay? So take about 2 or 3 minutes and just talk about how you even got into the insurance industry. How did you come to find out about Family First Life? What intrigued you about it? What made you even want to go from being a police officer to a completely different career selling life insurance?
Well, first off, Kylie, thank you. I really do appreciate it. And what you're doing with your team and personally is unbelievable. So, we're growing. Every day I grow personally, and every day we're growing as a team, and that's something that I've learned a lot from you, is you definitely have to lead from the front, and you've got to be there with your team. So what I was doing before, I was in law enforcement, and when I was in law enforcement, I'm going to say it was a great career because I learned a lot of things that made me who I am today. But I think it was cut short due to an injury sustained on the job. And then I think one thing happened to the other. I was introduced when my eyes were open up, when my income drastically got cut in half. And it was almost a sink or swim mentality that I had at that point. I could just continue to just tread water, barely staying afloat, and possibly lose everything if I go under like a half an inch more, or I could do something. And I was actually introduced to this business by Mike File through a mutual friend, which is funny because the mutual friend's not even here with us right now, right?
Wow, yeah.
And it was almost, when we first start and we get into an insurance industry, in the beginning, we hear these numbers and, we talk about what we do as an agency. And it's almost unbelievable because when you come from a W-2 background and you're only used to seeing that check, you don't think that there's anything more out there.
Absolutely.
You don't think it's possible. So where I'm at today is I just took that leap of faith, things couldn't get much worse for me in the position that I was at before.
Right.
So I made a decision. What do I have to lose?
That's a good way to look at it.
What do I got to lose? I'm not doing too hot now, Right. Bills are coming up, and now I got to make a decision whether I pay a car note to go back and forth to my W-2 job, so I can't pay my mortgage. Like
wow.
That's how bad the income was.
Right.
When I got hurt in the loss of income. So I decided to get my license, and I said, okay, if they can do it, I can do it.
Wow.
So that's the rest is history. I just made a decision, and I think that's when we get into this industry, you just have to make a decision that you're tired of where you're at, and going back is not an option.
And that's a good point. Like one of the things that I've been kind of preaching lately is choose your hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. Is it hard being broke?
I don't think hard is the word. I mean, I don't even know what.
Is it hard? Was it hard being broke?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I don't think, like I said, short of me even losing an arm, I'll find a way to continue to type with one arm and do apps.
Right.
Just because I don't want to go back to making life decisions based on income.
Makes a big difference.
Now, I'm blessed because I've never, my family's never been homeless, but I know what it feels like to sit there and have bills get behind and then make that decision.
Because you're married, you got 2 young children,
Wife
right?
and 2 kids, yeah.
So I mean, you couldn't just drop the ball.
No. No. And when I was injured, there was only so many hours a week I could still work. And Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, you know, I'll just say it. I was making after taxes $800, $800 a week, which was $1,600 every 2 weeks. When you have a mortgage, it's almost $2,000.
Wow.
We got a car payment that's $450, $500.
Right.
And then your wife still has to be able to take the kids. So that Toyota Prius is another $200-$300.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to eat.
Yeah.
That budget gets real tight.
Yeah. So you took a leap. You said either, what I think I heard you say is either you could fail or you could fly, right? And you came here and you just took off.
That's it.
So now, like, so you wrote 13, and I know for some people, I know when I first came here, like, I couldn't even believe the numbers that that I saw on the scoreboard before I got here. So, now I'm here, I know that they're real, right? But it does take a bit of discipline to be able to write 13,000 personally in a week, right? So what's your schedule? What's the schedule that you run on a regular basis? Like, when do you dial? When did you actually go and sit on appointments?
Okay, so the first thing about creating a schedule is you have to put a plan in place to get a schedule together. Okay, I'm going to say that again. You have to think about what your schedule is first, so that schedule can be consistent week in and week out. Okay, because there's 7 days in a week. Okay, and yes, we have things that come up, but you should know what your schedule is prior to coming in the dial session on Monday.
That's good.
Okay, so again, doing some recruiting, doing some building, helping some agents out. I'm still running my 30 appointments a week. I just know that for me personally, like, I have to be on the phones by 7:30, right? Which means that I'm not at the office at 7:30. If I'm at the office at 7, my leads, everything are together by 7.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're ready to dial at 7:30.
7:30.
Not walking in the door at 7:30.
Nope.
Printing out your lead at 7:30. You're dialing. You're making your first phone call at 7:30.
Correct.
Okay.
7:30. And I think we did Jamie actually sent a massive text around, and it's true, from 7:30 to 8:30, that extra half an hour where most people hop on at 8 o'clock, you're going to get like at least two more appointments. And if you get 2 more appointments, then that means that you're adding more swings. You're getting more at bats.
Yep.
And if you get more at bats, you can close at a higher level, because $13,000 in a week, you've heard the numbers. That's not even the top 5. Okay.
I think you were number 5.
Okay. I barely made the
5.
cut. I'm on the dugout. Like, I'm waiting to get on the field, right? So I'm nothing special. So these people are Ron McCormick, Kristen, all these people. Trust me, they have a schedule. They stick with it. And that's the most important thing is I dial on Mondays. Okay. If I at least have 3, if not 4 days in the field.
Okay.
And me personally, I hold myself accountable. If my goal is not reached by that 3rd dial session, then I'm running all weekend.
Okay.
Okay.
Say that again.
So again, your goal, set your goals, set your schedule on Sunday.
Yeah.
Monday morning go time. Hopping on a phone, 7:30, you're ready to rock and roll. If you don't hit your goals by time that 3rd dial session comes around, then guess what? You're going to have to work on the weekends. Right? And for weekends, if it's Saturday and Sunday, guess what? That's what I got to do.
Right. Because
it's a numbers game. So I know that if I'm dialing Monday, just say I'm dialing, you got some people doing dial a day, run a day. If they dial Monday for Tuesday, Wednesday for Thursday, and Friday for Saturday, by the time Friday comes around, if their goal hasn't been hit, then guess what? They're dialing Friday for Saturday and Sunday. And that's what I do.
Okay. So if you haven't reached the goal that you have a goal for your submitted business for that week. Is
Correct.
That what you're telling me?
Yep.
And if you don't hit that number, then okay, I got to just go out here on the weekends too.
Got to grind.
Now you can give yourself a reprieve, it sounds like, if you do hit your numbers, right?
Well,
or you can go and run it up even further.
correct.
Okay.
And if I've hit my numbers by Saturday, like right now I'm building, so I'm trying to stick to that schedule of dialing Monday for Tuesday, Wednesday for Thursday, Friday for Saturday, and Sunday if need be. But also now it's allowed me to incorporate a lot more recruiting and touching base with other agents to see how they're doing and helping them out. So if my dial session's done by 1 or 2 o'clock, now I have more time to recruit. Now I have more time to plug into my team. And also, if my dial session has gone super, super great on Monday, right, then what I'll do is I'll dial for Tuesday and I'll start filling Wednesday evening up. Okay. That way on Wednesday, guess what? I can still come in. If I book 6 or 7 appointments from 12 to 8 every hour on the hour, well, then I can get back in the office on Wednesday from 7:30 to just say 12 or 11:30, whatever, and I can fill up my next day. That's what I kind of did to get that push over 10K, is I was doing half run days, half dial days. But the other thing is you have to plan strategically where you're going. So it's not like you're going to drive, everybody thinks you got to come to an office. If you're disciplined enough, me and Mike Fowle used to go to our first appointment at 7:30 in the morning. It didn't start till 11. And we left that time, we were dialing in our car to book up for the next day.
Right, but the thing that the concern with the challenge for most people, even including myself, like most people are not going to dial on their own at home, right? And so that was going to be kind of my next question, is like the transition from, because I think I don't know if we talk about this a lot, like transitioning from being an employee to being self-employed, right? Because when you're a police officer, you had a time that you had to be to work. And I'm sure if you weren't there on time, somebody was clocking you, right? If you called out, somebody was clocking you. But when you're working for yourself, there's nobody telling you, like Frank is not telling you what to do. Mike is not telling you what to do. They're just guiding you on where to go or what to do. But if you don't show up, there's nobody to say, hey, how come you didn't show up, right? So can you talk about how, like in your mind, like how did you make that transition from being an employee to going to self-employed and being a high producing self-employed person?
Yeah, so I'm just going to make it very simple. Okay. If you're new, when you start seeing $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 deposited in your bank account, and you just understand that you have to go to work, like I'm addicted to helping people and being secure for my family, because I know what that insecurity of being broke is. So I know that if I stop working or I don't hold myself accountable to that schedule, it all can crumble.
Okay.
So I don't want that insecurity again. And everybody, I think that mindset from working W-2 to 1099 or self-employed thinks that coming over to a 1099 position, it's insecure. It's not a guaranteed paycheck. I turn that mindset off to now I understand the numbers. So if I do the numbers always work out. If I go to work, I know what the results are. I'm going to get paid. So if I don't punch that clock, if I'm not here at 7:30 and I just stroll in at 9 or 10 o'clock, I can't expect to have the same results the next run day, because I'm not going to have the appointments that I'm going to need, and I'm not going to have the amount of sales that I'm going to need. And that's just how it's going to work. So understanding that everything switches to a schedule, and you have to stay consistent. So it's non-negotiable. The schedule is non-negotiable. You have to be your strongest boss.
That's good. So and I guess another thing is like, would you hire you or would you fire you?
Yeah,
right?
I was going to say, if I just came strolling into the office at 10, 11 o'clock, where you been? I thought you wanted to get some extra dollars in at 7:30.
Right.
Well, I was tired. Like, dude, you should go home. You need to find another job. Like, that's what I would tell myself.
Right.
Like, this isn't for you.
Yeah.
Because whether you're a 95 employee or you're 1099, yeah, there's certain things that I expect out of myself that I just carried over from a 9 to 5 job. Like,
okay,
this is my schedule. Come into work at 9 o'clock. If I was working a regular, the police job, right? 7 a.m. I was there. I got to go home at 3 o'clock. but I don't look at the end time. I look at the beginning time, because the end time changes in this world. Sometimes it's earlier, sometimes it's later.
Yeah,
but
we
I'm
don't
also
get
making
paid,
more.
and we don't get paid overtime. So it's, again, just another decision that we need. I think I'm sure too, right? Like you talked about dialing from 7:30 to 12:30, but some days it doesn't work that way, right? Yep. Some days you get here at 7:30, and then we're not done dialing until
5, 6, 8, 9 o'clock.
Depending on the day, depending on how people are feeling, right? And so. But you continue to dial until your appointment book is filled for the next day.
Correct.
Right?
And I think it doesn't work like that all the time. I want to make that very
work
clear.
Most of the time it doesn't.
So,
right?
Yeah. So what I started to do, Kylie, and it sounds so stupid, but it's something that we have to do when we start dialing. Put your number at the top of that day. How many appointments that you need, non-negotiable. 8, 10, 12, 15, 20. I don't care how many appointments you need, okay?
Right.
But you should at least have 8 to 10 for the next day.
For sure.
If you haven't hit that goal of 10 appointments, then guess what? You have to keep dialing, okay? If you're done before, like for me, if I'm done by a certain time, then I will, before like noon, then I'll go on to the next day. That's how I gear it. Okay, because I'm not going to go into the next day and start booking the next day at 4 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
If I've only got 10 and it's 4 o'clock in the evening, I'm not going to try to get another 10 from 4 to 8.
So let me make sure I understand. So you're doing, so your goal is you dial on Monday and possibly booking Tuesday and Wednesday, depending on what happens on when you're booking Tuesday, right? But you're going to make an adjustment depending on how long it took you to get your Tuesday booked, and then you might dial on Wednesday. Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm going to make this really simple.
Okay,
so the beginning of the week for FFL is on Thursday,
yes.
and the end is on Wednesday.
Yes.
So when it comes to submit and issued paid business, the end of the week is like Monday. It's like I gotta give it my all, right?
That makes sense.
So if I'm not on track to hit my 10K submit by Saturday, then guess what? I can't do Monday for Tuesday. I got to do Monday for Tuesday and Wednesday.
Right, because you got to go.
I got to go. I got to get apparently I was lazy or I didn't hit my goal.
Right.
So I've got to add more appointments. So if that means that even if I can't completely fill Wednesday, I can still stay on that hybrid schedule. That just means that I can do the dial a day, run a day, but I have evening appointments so that I can add 6 more. I can close 1 or 2 more deals for the end of the week.
Got you.
So, but I don't do that every single day. That almost just depends on how the week has played out.
Right, of course.
So,
okay.
I know it's a lot.
No, it's all good. Talk about, we have had about 7 minutes left, so we're doing good on time. Yeah. Talk about how much you're spending on leads every week. What kind of leads? Because I know you do a combination of different kind of leads, but let's start with how much are you spending a week on leads?
So on average, I mean, you're looking, first off, WorkSpots has saved me a lot of money and has actually, believe it or not, I'm able to spend less and get more.
Yeah, because of those discounts.
Correct.
They're
and I'm going to say it again. Spend less
and make more.
Mm-hmm. But I'm not skimping on the amount of leads that I need.
Gotcha.
Right? So, like right now for me, I'm still mixing some internets. Quite honestly, I still like the aged final expense, especially because you can rip through them. You're gonna have bad numbers. You're gonna have people that are passed away and deceased. But once I go through that stack, I can really just zone in, just like a regular brand new lead.
Yeah.
Right. So, I'll mix up final expense. I'll still do mortgage. I'll do drops, and I'll do internets.
Okay.
So I think it's very important out of those 4 different lead vendors, I really like final expense and internet early in the morning dialing. It's very important because they seem to be the people that pick up in the morning.
Yeah, that makes sense because final expense, like a lot of they're older, so a lot of older people get up early. Some don't, but a lot do.
Mortgage, you can kind of, some people are taking lunch breaks in the afternoon, and then after 4 or 5 o'clock, they're more prone to pick up the phone.
Got you. So how much are you spending?
I would probably say about $1,000 a week.
That's it.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that much. There's no what I've really done, which has changed what I used to do, is I used to spend a lot of money and not work the leads properly.
So we got some time.
Yeah.
So let's talk about working the leads properly. What does that mean?
So number one, what I used to do, which is the wrong way to do it, now what I've learned is...
Well, just tell the right way to do it. What's the right way?
The right way, very simply, is I dial them multiple times. So I'm actually dialing them through a stack of 30.
Okay.
All the way through, going back, hitting them 2 times, going through, hitting them 3 times. And then what I'll actually do now is if I'm not getting a hold of these people, I'll start texting, taking a picture of the lead, the internet data, sending my license. Like, I'm trying to get a response.
You're exhausting the lead.
Yes.
Until they say, yes, book me an appointment, or they say, leave me alone.
Or, yep. And
no,
then,
I'm not interested.
Correct. And then what I would also do, if a preloaded text message, sorry, I can't talk right now, right? I'll be like, next.
Yeah.
Right? Now I'm actually putting a note on it. Maybe it's not a good time.
Right. Yeah.
You know, maybe when I buy other leads, I can, I start mixing them in with the newer leads.
Right.
Right. That way I'm exhausting them. Now, maybe not next week, but the following week, 3 weeks from now, they're like, oh yeah, I'm actually off, or we just got back from vacation. I work tomorrow, but I don't get off till 5.
Right, because at the end of the day, people do have lives. We forget when we're dialing leads. I think, and I'm saying this to remind myself, we forget that people have lives, right? Yeah. And so somebody actually might be busy and they can't talk at that moment. Doesn't mean they're not interested. It just means that they are busy,
Correct.
And so, but like you said, you're dialing through that same 30 at least 3 times, right? You're triple dialing them the first time, double dialing the second time, and then triple dialing again, all in the same day, not separate days.
No.
Okay.
The same day. But what I used to do is I'd go through them once, and I would just get the gravy off the top, whoever answered. And I'd be like, oh my God, I got all these leads. I got 200-300 leads. I used to go crazy with it. Let me go to the next stack of 30. But here's what I was realizing, the psychology behind the dial. If I ring you once and you don't know who I am, you're going to be like, it's going to be in the back of your mind. You're going to be like, oh, well, I don't know who this is. And you're not going to be thinking about it all day long.
Right, of course.
But now if I've hit you 5, 6, 7 times, and then you get another phone call,
right,
like, you're more prone to answer.
Yeah.
So I was focused on a lot at one time versus taking it in bite sizes.
Got you. Yeah.
Getting through my day.
And I think most of people have done that. Do you call back through and block your number?
I will. I have an app called Sideline. So I have a second number. So maybe if it goes straight to voicemail, they've already blocked my number. So I'll still keep calling, but from a different number.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Or *67. Some phones don't allow block numbers.
Right.
So I have a second line as well.
Okay. But you will block, I know, for me, it's crazy because I tell people, you go through once, go through twice, and then sometimes the third time, and then block your number. And if you call me, that would work. Like, you calling me 3 times, if I filled out a lead, I would never answer the phone. You could call me 100 times. But if you called me from a blocked number, because I'm nosy, I'll answer that call. You know what I mean?
Who is this?
Really, you know what I'm saying? So I had to think that if I think that way, how many other people think exactly the same way? They'll see the call. I don't know who this is. They keep calling me back to back. I'm not going to answer it. It must not be important if they don't leave a message. But you call me from a blocked number, and I will answer that phone call, which is crazy. So we got about a minute left, Ryan. What take 30 seconds. What would be your biggest piece of advice for someone who's brand new license? What would you tell them in 30 seconds or less?
Brand new.
Yes.
Hop onto the plug-in training. Live dials. What we've got going on is outstanding. A lot of great feedback. People winning at a very high level. Stay coachable. And feel free to reach out to anybody on this team because we've all been through it. We're all going through it.
Absolutely. 2 more questions. What's your biggest income month since you've been with Family First Life?
My biggest month issued paid, I believe it was like $54,000.
1 month.
1 month.
Okay. And are you hiring?
Of course.
You got Facebook? What's your Facebook?
Facebook, you can just find FFL Honor and Valor.
Instagram
is FFL Honor and Valor.
And you have TikTok?
TikTok, yep. It's FFL underscore, or I'm sorry, FFL honor underscore valor.
For TikTok.
TikTok.
Anything I'm missing? All
No.
right, Ryan.
Or they can call me on my cell phone, 410-878-5134. It's always on.
There you go, guys. You got it. Ryan Urbanski from Honor and Valor. Thank you so much, Ryan, for taking time out of your schedule today to pour into us, and we appreciate you.
Thank you, Kylie.
Have a great one.